Hey everyone, on today's episode I think we're going to continue talking about some preparations you can do during the off season, some additional things that didn't really discuss in the last episode. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this brand new episode of Anglers Corner. Hello everyone, welcome back to the Frugal Studios for an all-new episode of Anglers Corner, brought to you by Olsen Home Theater. I'm Russell Olsen. Today on the show, I think we're just going to continue speaking about some things you do to prepare for the season during the off-season. Depending on where you're at, you may be well into this and you getting your boats out and getting ready to hit the tournament trail, because down south, seasons actually start a lot earlier. They usually start like January, February. Whereas up here during that time, I'm in Wisconsin, and we have ice on the water around that time. So it's kind of hard to launch any tournaments when you've got layers of ice out on the water. But for depending on where you live, there's a bunch of things that you can do. Some things I want to talk about that maybe I didn't discuss. Maybe I might review a couple of things that I might have mentioned in the previous video. But I just wanted to mention a few things that mostly mention a few things I didn't add in the last video. First of all, for you, all of us tournament guys, you want to make sure all your memberships are up to date. FLW and BASS have minimum of a year membership. I think BASS does as well. I have a multi-year membership that you can purchase. So obviously, if you've got one of those in your middle of those, you're fine, obviously. But it's just most tournament trails, that are affiliated with those, they do need you to have those memberships current and up to date. About this time of year too, for you guys that fish club tournaments. Many clubs have their tournament or club dues and everything come due at the end of the year each year. So, being December, that time is coming up very, very quickly. So, once you get that up to date, then the next thing to probably consider would be to get your tournament schedules for next year. Once you get those, then you can, possibly start paying for tournaments. You can also you can actually even start your prep. A couple things that you can do as far as starting your prep this early. You can just, once you know the schedule, know the body of water and the time you're going to be fishing it, start by looking at seasonal patterns. Maybe, do some quick studying up on those seasonal patterns online, or talk to friends, whatever you need to do. The next thing, once you have considered your body water and time of year, the next thing to consider is obviously what baits are effective that time of year. Obviously you can't go by memories, but if you've had any success on that body of water or fished that body of water before, that's a start. You can start choosing baits, start choosing colors, kind of start going through the process of getting ready. You'll have to continue throughout the year and get some fine tuning done once you get closer to your actual tournament date. But you can actually, start, just as soon as you get your tournament schedule. Excuse me. And once you get your tournament schedule, you check all that information. One thing you can do is, if it's a body of water that has a lot of big tournaments on it that get a lot of magazine and press coverage, you could do a search for those tournaments and see. See who's won, what weight you'll need to win approximately. and maybe if you're lucky, even find out what they used. So maybe you could add that to your arsenal come tournament day. That's one thing. Some of the things that you can do, especially us guys up north that were waiting for the for it to start to get warm again. Our tournament season up here usually starts, as I may have mentioned, late April or early May. And there's been times when it's been, still cold around that time too. So obviously, if it's going to be cold when you fish tournament, you're going to have to slow way down. And some things I may have mentioned in a previous episode, like getting your rods and reels ready. Kind of do an inventory of your baits and stuff, and see what you need, and kind of make a list of what you need based on your tournament schedule. Many of us are fishing on a budget, especially us co-anglers. So you gotta be smart with your money, determine and just get what you need. Stock up a lot of the things that you think you're gonna need for the tournaments. And if you plan to get out doing a lot of just fishing outside of tournaments, that'd be a consideration as well. But obviously your planning and shopping for the year is should be concentrating on your tournaments. So that's really the what I would suggest on that. If you get a chance, and I think I mentioned this last time too, if you get a chance to go any expos or anything, do that. I'm definitely planning on going to the Madison Fishing Expo, or it's actually called Wisconsin Fishing Expo now for sure. I think some information on this year's event is up. I haven't had a chance to look at that yet. I didn't realize, I thought Gurney Mills, Illinois was further away from me than it was, so, and I was actually at Bass Pro Shops for the first time down there over the summer, and I know they have their Spring Classic down there every year where they get pros and have seminars, things like that. I gotta check out when they're gonna have that this year, because I think I'm gonna try to go this year. So that's all I have to say on that. Obviously, if you have any other ideas, show ideas, anything like that, feel free to put them in the comments below. Like, subscribe, and if you have any questions, you can feel free to email me at olsonhometheater@gmail.com. Otherwise, I wish you all good luck on the season this year.